Welcome to Arts Talk. I'm Bill Roberts.
I'm Jennifer Boudreau.
How are you, Jen?
I'm super good. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Another show.
Yeah, I'm good, although it's been super cold recently.
It has been a little bit chilly, and I know that you've been spending a lot of time up in the mountains. And we talked a while back about a bike accident that you had, but now I understand you did a bit of a tumble on a snowboard.
Yeah, it turns out that I'm actually just fairly accident prone.
It seems like it. But there's never a camera around. I really want to see one of these happen.
Conveniently. No, this time there was so much snow on the mountains, and I'm just learning. I manage a ski and snowboard team on the weekends, so it took them a couple of...
Just hold on, you manage a ski and snowboard team, but you're just learning.
Yeah. So I don't tell them what to do. They do their own thing, and I just book things for them, basically.
Good.
So it took a little while for them to finally convince me to get out on the hill and try it. And so we haven't had a lot of snow, but this last couple of weeks, it's just been dumping snow out in the mountains. So I was feeling a little bit confident because I don't know if you've ever been on a hill before, but when you're falling in snow, it's so soft.
Yeah.
And so we got out, we were at Kicking Horse, and under the gondola, it's super steep. And I decided to brave it this time because there was so much snow.
So you went for it.
I went for it, and I was at the top, tipped my board over the edge to head down, and my board just immediately into the snow and cartwheeling. I didn't even make it an inch before I was already rolling.
Just so disappointed there was no video.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
It's a great segue though into our show.
Is
We've
it?
got a great show coming up.
We do.
We have Julie Wittenland coming on, local artist from Sherwood Park. We also have Skylar Rasdin, who's a local actress.
Yes.
We better get to it because we got lots to talk about. We'll be right back after this. We are back surrounded by some beautiful artwork done by Julie Wittenland. You're out of Sherwood Park, right, Julie?
I am. My studio's out there, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your background. How did you get into being an artist?
It's been 10 years now I've been doing art, but I started actually decorating Boston pizza restaurants across Canada. So that took me to a lot of traveling and a lot of work, and a lot of stress. 4 Boston pizzas a month, so I was all over. So
that's busy. Still the current design that's in Boston Pizza now?
No. This was like a while ago, like 20 years ago. So then I went to university. I took fine arts. I took industrial design, and then I came up with a product, and that's this. And this is what I started with. So I've been making these. It's called the Jalopy Collection for 10 years.
Wow.
And it's photo on metal? Is that what you've done here?
So I have 180 images and 3 collections. So you're bound to find a car that you love. And the colors composition is also what people are drawn to, and it's unique. They hang on your wall like this, so they just sit on the back. They've got little bumpers. They've got what it is. It's a Chevy 48 to 53, and it's a patent stamp.
And they're not that heavy, right?
No. I bend them out of 22 gauge steel.
Okay. So
you bend all of that yourself too?
Yeah.
So it's easy to hang, as you said, because there's not a lot of weight to them.
No.
How do you get the colors to come out of the photo like that?
I play around a lot with computer space, so I'm always saturating and pulling back colors and shadows. So there's a lot of play, just like a paintbrush. You're doing it in the computer space, as most people do in Photoshop.
Now, is this something that you came up with yourself?
Yeah, it was a project about planned obsolescence. So there's a lot more theory behind it, and there's a whole artist statement behind it. But most people just care to, kind of know about just the car itself and the colors. And people collect them. They'll put like 6 or 12 on a wall to make up a huge grid.
Nice.
So,
how do you decide when you're finished? Like, I feel like I would just keep editing and changing. And
yeah, I print it out, and then I see that there's hot spots or it's blown out in certain areas. There's no detail. So you play and you print and you play and you print until you get the right one, and then that goes into the collection, and then that's
so
what I sell.
how long does that, like a piece like this, how long would that take?
I do them in batches, so I do about 25 together, so it's kind of hard to tell which, like in each individual piece. And as an artist, you try not to time yourself on things.
Of course, yeah.
Because that could sometimes get depressing, especially with paintings when you're painting over top and.
Right.
So yeah, but these ones, I have them systemized now, and I have some people help me make these when I get big orders. I have 20 stores or more that sell these. So, so now this is more of a product that I've designed that I can produce. And so after 10 years of making these, though, I'm wanting more of a challenge creatively.
Right. So you've moved into painting.
Yeah. So I go back to my fine art roots, and I'm doing abstract painting, acrylic, mixed medium, and I'll be doing a couple shows this year. Cosafina at Fine Furniture will be selling them. I'll be obviously doing the Butterdome show. I do that every year. So I have my clientele that come and collect from me there.
So do you enjoy both mediums? Like, or do you now kind of prefer one over the other?
Well, these ones, I still get orders. I still have stores calling me. I still have people asking me. I mean, they're all on my website. You can buy them directly online. So I still make them. I'm just not pursuing to sell them as much because I've been doing it for 10 years and I've kind of got it settled, and they're doing well.
So you brought a couple of paintings as well. Can you tell us maybe a little bit about the paintings themselves and kind of what's behind them and what was behind the thought process?
Well, with my paintings, I'm using bold colors. I like vivid contrast, and because they're abstract, they can really be anything that somebody wants to see into them. I don't want to limit myself too much with maybe doing landscapes or whatnot. So for now, I'm working on the abstracts and the textures and coming up with something new, a new process.
A new process? What do you mean?
Well, because I work with, there's fabric paint, there's Conte, there's pastel, there's plaster. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different mediums on there. So I'm just playing with that.
With abstract art, how do you fit them together into a theme? Is that based on colors usually, or the mood of the painting? Yeah,
and I'm in my experimental phase right now, which is fun because I've been challenged to do a lot. I mean, I can do a lot, but yeah, trying to come up with a collection. I'm very much about collections, obviously. These have 180 images. And then these bigger pieces here, I have a graffiti collection, I have a door collection, I have a bike collection. So I'm just in the process of coming up with a collection. So it's kind of fun for me, and it's more, it's more freedom again and creativity that I missed with doing these metal pieces.
So I'm assuming you spend majority of your time in the studio.
I do.
Is it like 5-day-a-week thing, 6-day, or are you just in there when you feel you need to be in there, and then you're in there for hours on end?
I wish I could be there when I wanted to. No, because I have 2 small children, and one's still at home with me. He's only in kindergarten, so I work late at night. Like last night I got in at 12:30 at night, so that's when I can find time. I have to work late at night or weekends.
Yeah, life of an artist.
You fit it in when you can, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So again, we've talked a little bit about your website and that kind of thing. So yeah, let's tell our viewers, if they want to get in touch with you or get a hold of some of your work or see some of it, how do we do that?
My website's saltedstudio.com, so that's easy. You can order it online, and they ship directly to your house.
Awesome.
And then you can also see my upcoming events and all my exhibits, like where I'll be at. I'll have a show in Calgary this summer. And again, I'll be at the Butterdome show and just different furniture shows. I'll be at Remedy Cafe. So I'm trying to get myself out there so people can see and they can purchase easily.
Excellent.
When's the Butterdome show?
May 6th.
Awesome. Just a one-day show?
No, it's 6th to the 9th or 7th.
Weekend, I believe.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, great.
All right, Julie, well, we appreciate you coming on. Your work is awesome. Make sure that you get to Julie's website, check out her work, and maybe see her at some of the upcoming shows and events that are coming on. We'll be right back after this.
And welcome back. We have the lovely Skylar Radson on with us today. She's a local actress with a lot of really exciting projects coming up, and so we can't wait to hear all about them. Let's start with the newest one that you start shooting in Calgary next week, or next month, you said?
Next month,
yeah. Oh, that one sounds really fun. Super Dry Cleaners.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Super
tell us.
Dry Cleaners.
Yeah,
Super dry
superheroes.
cleaners
So it's
that are dry
basically
cleaners.
about 2 twins that have a grandmother that owns a dry cleaner store. And they really want to become superheroes because it's like, the city's around heroes kind of thing. And, it comes across as a normal dry cleaners, but she actually cleans the super suits of superheroes. So the kids put the costumes on every day and try and, fight and become heroes, and it just doesn't work. And then one day they get powers. And whenever they put on a costume, they get the power of the superhero. So
I'd like to try that someday.
yeah.
Which one do you think is going to be your favorite superhero?
I can't say too much about which heroes there are, but there's one in specifically that I'm really excited for.
So Skylar, you have been really busy as of late. So first of all, tell us how you got into acting.
I actually got into acting with singing first. I always wanted to be a singer. I loved Hannah Montana when I was a kid. That's what I wanted to be. But started off with karaoke, and my best friend actually pushed me to go up and kind of just was really easy for me. And throughout the year, I started auditioning for like little shorts around Edmonton, and that led me to like the first feature that I ever did. So,
And is that Breaking Spirits?
that is The Boogeyman Reincarnation by Uli Lamel.
Okay.
Yes, I was 16 when I got that part. So.
Wow.
That's exciting. Man, I wish I'd started that young.
Yeah. So how many films have you actually done up to this point?
For features, 2, and I've done a couple of shorts over like 2016.
Nice.
Yeah, hopefully like trying to push for a lot more for 2017.
So obviously this is something that you're wanting to make into a long-term career.
Yes,
Are
definitely.
you planning on staying here, or are you looking at maybe moving away?
I'm really wanting to like head towards Vancouver or Toronto. Like those are kind of the goal, but like end goal of course is like LA. So
And winning the Oscar.
yeah, that far end goal. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff before that, but that's the goal.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about Breaking Spirits that Sean Donnelly put together. The trailer for that is out.
Yes.
And I feel that one's about bullying, isn't it?
Yeah, we have a foreign exchange student. Her name's Holly, and she comes in, and there's 3 mean girls that kind of pick on her. And one day she meets a girl who isn't who she seems to be, and it kind of goes from there, from revenge, and yeah, it's.
What kind of character do you like to play? Do you like to play the kind of the mean girl, or do you want to be?
Well, the girl that I played like on Breaking Spirits is one of
Yeah.
my favorites. Like she's not the mean girl, but she is like psychotic, and those are like the funnest, I guess, because you get to like put yourself in a different position of ways that you'd think, and different ways like mannerisms that you wouldn't normally have.
Right.
And doing that kind of method acting for the month that we were filming was a lot of fun.
So you were psychotic for a whole month.
Yeah, my mom was sick of me for the first 3 days. Yeah.
What kind of crazy things did you pull while you were shooting that?
Not much. I think, if anything, like I was very out of my shell. I'm normally a very shy person. I'm very quiet, and acting has actually helped a lot with like coming out of my shell. And Grace is definitely talkative and out there, so nothing like too crazy. Didn't like Jared Leto it and like send dead pigs and stuff, but no.
So,
Next time.
Have you ever done stage work or just film?
Just film. Yeah.
Okay. Ever any interest in maybe doing stage at some point, or?
In the future, yeah.
Yeah.
My friends are like, a lot of them are theater actors,
Right.
and going to see their shows like the last few weeks, I've been kind of pushing towards that as well. I want to expand, I guess, with different things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So the latest series coming up is Scrappers, right?
Yes.
Is that what I heard is just coming out? So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about that and what you can tell us.
So from like what I can say is I play Shelby Ford's sister, and her name is Cobra Ford. So she has kind of like
Cobra.
a really funky
Nice.
name, yeah. And basically she just brings a lot of fireworks to the scrapyard, I would say.
Fireworks, wow.
Yeah, she's very interesting, likes to cause trouble. That's her thing. And I'm very excited to work with Gilbert Allen's incredible. So.
And when are they gonna start shooting that, do you think?
We're not sure yet. They're actually in the middle of trying to sell it to broadcasters. So we'll see from there. Yeah.
Fantastic. And so where can people find out more information about what's coming up for you, what you're working on? Do you have a website?
I have a website. I think like every like single social media platform.
Oh yeah, that's
it's
true.
It's all just my name, but I usually use Facebook and Twitter a lot.
So do you have any advice for any young upcoming actors, actresses out there that kind of want to get into it and they're not sure exactly what they want to do or how to do it?
Yeah, the biggest piece of advice, and I still give this to myself when things get really hard, is to keep going, because I believe, people are set on a specific path, and if that's where you want to be in the future, then you got to keep going for it, no matter who tries to, put a roadblock in your way, to not give up and keep going. So.
That's great advice.
For sure, and rejection is definitely something that you have to
Yes.
face in this
Oh, of
business
course,
all
yeah.
the time. So you have to
Yeah.
kind of grow that thick skin early on.
I think, yeah, it's another great thing for me. Like, learning is, when I started off at 16, I was so quiet and shy, and like it was hard for me to make friends, and especially with people in the industry, they're so open and kind, and it's just really, really, really brought me out of my shell.
Just quickly before we have to actually wrap up on the interview, how do you get into character? Like, what do you do?
It takes me, I think for an audition, like when I read over the like script kind of thing, I get a sense of who they are and take inspiration from other actors, and kind of sit in front of the mirror and say the lines out, and then if it doesn't work, say it again, and after that, like through the next week, is work on my mannerisms and how I act, how I would react to things versus how my character would.
Awesome.
So.
Excellent. Well, thanks, Skylar. It's
Thank
been
you so
such a great thing to have you here. And the other thing is, we want to watch your career as you grow, for sure. So we'll kind of keep watching and see how everything goes. But again, thanks so much for being
Thank
on
you so
the
much.
show. We'll be right back after this. Event time. As usual, there's always tons going on in Edmonton and St. Albert, Sherwood Park, all over the place. So I'm going to start with Sherwood Park. Out in Festival Place, Festival Players for Kids presents Charlotte's Web. Takes place February 17th through the 20th. Again, Festival Place in Sherwood Park, great venue. This exciting new musical version of Charlotte's Web brings a new dimension to E.B. White's beloved classic. Might have to check that out.
I love the book. I cried.
Did you? Next one, this is an interesting title, By the Moose. This takes place in St. Albert. It runs every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, February 16th to March 4th. A hilarious play by Canadian playwright Michael G. Wilmot. Betty's distraught after a misunderstood gesture of love from Bob. By the Moose. You want to get out to St. Albert and check that out. What do you got, Jen?
I have a couple as well. I've got Pigs on the Wing Tour, which is a concert.
on the Wing
I
Tour.
know, we've got lots of creative names today.
Yeah.
It's Tuesday, February 21st from 7:30 to 11 at the Meyer Horowitz Theater.
Nice.
And it's they're going to surprise the audience with authentic performances of Pink Floyd,
Wow.
and they also have lights and lasers and giant green screens and utterly authentic live sound to create the experience of seeing Pink Floyd.
That'd be awesome.
And then at the Arden Theatre in St. Albert as well, they're presenting Canada's Ballet Jorgan Swan Lake, and that's on Friday, February 24th. And it's at the forefront of the North American dance scene. Canada's Ballet Jorgan makes their Arden debut with a stunning, dramatic, and timeless rendition of Swan Lake.
So much coming up in
Yeah.
Edmonton. We'll be right back after this. How do these shows always go by so fast?
They do go by really fast. They're in good company. That's
Wow.
why.
Of course, Jen.
The guests, I'm talking about the guests.
Of
clearly.
course. We had some
Yeah.
great guests. Again, thank you to Julie and Skylar for being on the show.
We did. I'm excited to see Skylar on the big screen.
Oh,
hopefully
for sure.
soon.
She's a young actress. I think is going to have a huge career for sure. And some of Julie's work was amazing. The stuff that she
Yeah.
does.
I would buy that. If I didn't live with an artist who likes to paint and hang stuff on our walls already,
You would
I
definitely
would
get
definitely
out
have a bunch
and
of
buy
those.
it. So, coming up on the next show, we've got a lot of exciting stuff as well.
Yes.
So we have a guest by the name of Alexis Marie Shute, who is a writer, a documentary filmmaker, and also a visual artist.
She must have longer days
It's
than
almost
we
a triple
do.
threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a triple threat. So she got lots of time. You know, she must be working nonstop for sure.
And I think that we're finding out a little bit more about your tattoo.
You will be. There are some more tattoo segments coming up for sure as we kind of cover the whole art of tattooing and what is involved in doing that. So yes, we have started doing the tattoo segments, and there'll be some more coming up. And I'm not going to reveal a whole lot right now because not only are we talking about tattoos, we're talking about cover-ups as well. So
right.
Maura Penn, our producer, is getting a cover-up done on her shoulder. So that's going to be really cool to see, and it's really amazing how these tattoo artists work. Actually, the amount of work they have to put into actually drawing out the tattoos and then putting it together, putting a stencil together. And I'm not, as I said, I'm not going to show you. The tattoo is actually started, but I'm not showing you anything because we will have the big reveal.
I don't know if I can wait that long.
You're going to have to wait, as with our viewers. The viewers will have to wait as well. And culture on the road.
Yes.
We went to Jasper and did a great interview there with a gentleman by the name of Greg at the Jasper Art Gallery, which is awesome. Did some cover of Jasper in January too, so we have our first Culture on the Road segment coming up next show, so that'll be really good.
I'm excited. That's going to be a really fun one.
Oh, for sure. We're looking forward to it. It was a great time out there, a little chilly, but we got to talk to quite a few people at Jasper in January, and their art gallery out there is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's brand new. It's been there, I think, for just under a year. And before that, and I don't want to give a whole lot away because you're going to want to watch the segment, but they had to move like 5 or 6 times before they actually
Really?
got in there. So,
Oh,
and of course, there's nothing like shooting in the mountains, right?
that's true.
Because you're
Or
around
falling
the
down
mountains.
one.
You're around the mountains all the time, rolling down the mountains. So, if you want to get a hold of us, How do we get a hold of us, Jen?
Oh, well, you can email us at artstalkedmonton@gmail.com. It's a great way to let us know if you have any events you want to promote on the show or if you want to be on the show yourself. Or you can find us on social media at ArtsTalkTV.
For sure. Well, another great show. We look forward to seeing you next time. We'll see you then.